Just throw his sick body to the wolves. That's what we'll do. Okay, well, hey guys, good to see you all again. Goodness, Wednesday. What did you guys get up to in the last session? No good, I'm sure.
We only talked to a god.
Yeah, just no big deal. So, in your last session, you started off by traveling into the Gnarlroot Sanctum, where you were granted an audience with a god, and you asked him many questions, most of which pertain to your quest, and a few of them pertain to a certain devil that has been pursuing you. But you also asked a couple of other things, and eventually were given the information and sworn an oath that you would have to eventually kind of get finished in order to progress on your quest here. You now know the location of where the blights are coming from, and you also know that a greater blight lurks deep within the earth underneath a forest, one that you are all too familiar with. How to get there is its own problem, and so, for the last few days, you've been traveling through the forest in the hopes of eventually getting to Fenisthon, where you would go and presumably get information and supplies. We finished the session with your last day of travel there. You had been out for maybe about 6 days or so, and had settled in at a particularly nice little camp where a portal to some other area seemed to be just a little bit off to the side. Not really wanting to deal with it, you decided to keep camp a little bit off to the side from this portal and watch it throughout the night, and during the evening, something was emerging from it. Hurriedly and panicked, Carrick fired off a bolt towards this large creature, a massive wasp that had a very jewel-laid golden crown atop its head. The whole thing was rather massive, and the portal was moving to accommodate for its size, but Carrick wasn't having any of that. And so with a single shot, the creature went back and the portal collapsed on itself. And that's where we resume. It's the middle of the night. You guys are halfway through your watch, and Carrick, you have just shot off a bolt there, and I think one of you was awake along with him.
Lotho was the one who woke me up.
Yes, so you two are awake, everybody else is still asleep despite the commotion. The creature didn't let out some wild roar or anything like that after being struck, but it was clearly perturbed as it went back into its realm. What do you guys want to do?
Lotho, what the fuck was that?
It was a wasp, obviously. I'm an expert on the Feywild. I mean, I know crazy shit goes down in there, but...
Okay, we need to fucking move. I mean, I'm not a fan of moving through these forests right now at night, but... And I'm just gonna get up and start packing my shit, and I'm gonna go and kick, not like a hard kick, but just nudge with my foot as my hands are full. I'll go nudge the two other party members here.
Okay. I
One of
bruise
them
easy,
being
says
sick.
Birth. The two of them get up, I assume. Are you gonna get up in the middle of the night here, Verth?
Are we good?
Nope. Something just teared a fucking hole into reality and tried to attack us, so I figure we should fucking move.
Sounds like a nope. We're out of here.
My thoughts exactly. Aldrin seems to be puking in his sleep. I put him on his side, so he doesn't completely drown himself in that disgusting beard of his. But we should pack up for him and get moving.
All right, I'll carry Aldrin.
Okay. Quite ill, woken up in the middle of the night here. Aldrin is hoisted over your mighty shoulder, and the four of you wander off. Where are you guys going? Just further along in your journey towards Fenisthon?
Let's see. Right now, we were just past the road, right, with the two pillars.
Yeah,
So
we're not very far in.
I do believe that the marker is correct. So yeah, you had passed by the road just a bit, and you have maybe 1 or 2 days to the marker there for the map, or sorry, for the city.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I do think we need a long rest. I don't think we can. Some of you still have exhaustion, right? Or no?
I think Verth and Aldrin still do.
Yeah, because we had
mean, we
one
don't-
long rest so far. We slept
Yeah.
on the road,
And Verth had
and
like
then
a million levels of exhaustion.
I think I
Yeah.
have one. I have one level of exhaustion left.
Oh,
I
I
think everyone else
glossed
is
over
good.
that while reading what
Yeah.
happened last session. The Carrick had the world's best idea.
hey,
Beautiful.
we're alive. We're here. We're alive.
Children's alive.
Holy
Hey.
shit!
Sorry, it took a little bit longer.
That was twice as
I'm
much
back.
time, dude. Jeez.
Twice as much time plus 1.
This is
So-
true. The man's not wrong. Welcome
It's even
back.
better.
As you come back to your senses, Aldrin, it seems that your group is on the move. The last thing you remember was settling in for camp to go and get a long rest near that strange portal, and now, as you wake up, you are on Earth's shoulder.
Earth.
Carrick had a nightmare, so we have to move.
Fucking nightmare. I swear to God. I'm only
Not
hoping
sorry
that I
about that.
didn't actually rustle something that was friendly, but let's not think about that now. Let's move. And I'll scout
Talk
ahead,
about this.
and I'll move ahead.
Okay. Wandering ahead, you begin to travel further towards the city. How far are you guys trying to go? Are you gonna like march throughout the night? Are you going to just look for a new camp that's maybe like 30 minutes away, or
I'm thinking new camp, guys. It's up to you.
New camp.
Sure, why not?
let's see how the luck goes tonight. First roll of the evening on the DM side. Oh, 17. Okay. You soon settle into an area that seems very peaceful. There is no evidence of spider webs or some sort of strange fey business that might be going on. You settle into a small clearing, which is rather soft and nicely distributed here, and gives a bit of shelter from the cold from all the trees around you. Is
I'm just
everybody-
gonna.
Sorry,
Yeah, I'm
Alex.
just gonna. I'm gonna patrol with my hand out, kind of waving at the empty, hopefully empty, space in front of me, and I'm just trying to see if I can cause a ripple or a tear as I'm walking around camp and the perimeter.
I see. Okay. As you wander around, indeed, your campsite seems to be free of this horrid portal nonsense that you've had to deal with.
Thank God. Cool. And then I guess I'll start setting up.
Okay. So, now all of you have laid down here and go to get the rest of your long rest here. Given that there was an interruption here, you will not get a long rest, Carrick, but the rest of them will.
Womp womp. Okay.
That's what happens when you shoot crossbows and freak out.
Oh, that makes sense.
Rest
Yeah, yeah.
interrupted. So, the next day comes around, and it seems as though the blizzard, which has been about and has collected much snow on the trees, has seemed to lessen. And over the last little while, or perhaps in your sleep, there were no interruptions, but the snow has most certainly receded a little bit, and it almost looks like it might be a normal day, if not for the cold, which still lingers in the air.
Beautiful day.
Yeah, you can tell Winter that I'm real tired of a shit at this point.
So, how do we find the city?
Your guess
We
is
were
as good
near
as
it
mine.
before.
Yeah, and we saw absolutely nothing. So, you know, I've been thinking a lot about whatever the fuck that was, and actually, before I say this, did I notice the crown in my haste? Was I I feel like I would have been maybe a bit too confused to notice that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for me a retroactive perception check here. Let's see if you had noticed that.
It's 11 plus, I believe, 6, so 17.
Okay, so you would have definitely have seen it. So yeah, over the last few days, you would have been thinking about the whole encounter, and during that encounter, you would know about the crown.
You're cutting out in and out
Yeah.
a bit, Illusion.
Oh shit. Give me a sec here.
It's all good. I think the sensitivity was just dropping mid-convo.
Yeah, I have something that can fix that. It should be just a sec.
Not a problem.
Okay, how's that working?
You're not cutting
Good
out.
so far.
Yeah.
Okay, you might hear a little bit more of clickety clacks and things like that from my desk, but that's just part of the ambience of the whole experience. So, the question was, oh yeah, so you definitely had access to that knowledge. You would have seen the crown when you shot that crossbow, absolutely. So that would
Okay.
be something you would be thinking about over the last little while.
Okay, so, guys, look, Lothar wakes me up, bit of a portal happens, and we're kind of calm at first. I mean, it just seems like whatever we'd imagined the Feywild might look like, everything in there was gigantic, but lo and behold, this giant fucking bee or wasp, I'm not sure, came through, and it had a crown, oddly enough, and it looked like an affluent one. It was bejeweled and it looked quite large. I don't know if there are any consequences as of yet, but I just wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page there.
Kid saw you as it ran back in. It seemed like it just zipped right back in.
That's true. I mean, I'm assuming it saw me, but at the same time it was dark. And if the first thing I did when I woke up is just shoot at it, it didn't seem to really get phased other than pissed off. So I don't think I heard it, but no, it couldn't have. Maybe it didn't see us. I don't know, man. I don't understand these things very well.
It's a little beyond my realm of expertise too.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I figure we just keep trying to go to Fineston and hope that whatever it is I shot wasn't a being of that world, I guess.
If that was like a queen bee,
Right.
it's got like probably thousands of workers. That sounds
What?
great.
Well, I
And
would.
soldiers.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, if they operate like bees do on our world, you would think that a fucking queen wouldn't be the first to go through a rift into a different world. If that was the case, if she had thousands of workers, why be the first through? You see what I'm saying? She would have sent scouts or whatever, and we didn't see anything like that. So
It's just one big bee coming through a portal.
right, exactly. So I'm not sure that if it operates on the same spectrum, if A, she has those workers, because normally, I mean, I don't know much about a fucking hive. I've kicked one in my life or something like that, but usually the queen is at the center and very protected. So why would she try to come through a portal, and a portal that wasn't even accommodating? You should have seen it, Verth. She was stretching it out as she was coming through. It didn't seem like it was for her.
Am I familiar with like big bugs from Kinth?
Ah, you would be familiar with big bugs, living essentially next to a gigantic jungle around which the majority of the clan structure and like traditions of your people seem to be tied to. You would definitely know about large bugs.
I don't like bugs. This doesn't sound pleasant. Sorry.
You're like, that was IRL. That's not. That's not in character. I'd like to take a moment to mention I don't like bugs.
I'd like to roll to avoid all bugs.
Especially really big ones. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Like that centipede protecting all our kids on Reddit. Ugh,
What if it's like a half-half, like a Drider?
there you go.
Is that worse or is that better?
Or like Jeff Goldblum in The Fly.
So I just finally got into the D&D tabletop thing because it would not let me find it. So that's why I wasn't loaded in.
It's all good.
So I've been searching for it for like the past 10 minutes.
I wasn't
Luckily,
sure if you
you're-
were even still here.
Nobody's killed anything or so So you're all good.
It's all
Still
good.
here. Waiting
So, guys, I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I think we should go to Fineston quickly. Like you said, if it does have workers, we might get fucked up. So I think we're going to want to make a quick pace of this. But again, I just want to add, I'm a bit groggy today. My heart rate was just fucking beating twice as fast that entire night. So, excuse me if I'm not my normal self.
It's alright. If we need to go to the Feywild, you can be the first to pop your head in.
I would like
Sure.
everyone to please roll perception.
Not initiative. Ooh, that's not bueno. 11.
This
Oh,
is
do I have disadvantage? I didn't get
don't
a
know,
full
do you still
night's
have
rest.
exhaustion?
No, I don't, but I didn't get a night's rest last night.
Oh, no,
Right.
if you don't sleep last night, then I believe you can go... We'll do a Constitution saving throw. Go ahead and do that.
Sure.
See what we get.
Oh, that's
Fuck.
not a pass.
Okay, you have a level of exhaustion, so yeah, roll the perception with disadvantage.
So I rolled a 5, and it was an 11 total. My disadvantage roll is higher than that, so 11 for perception.
11? Okay. I saw
Oh.
some higher numbers. There's an 11, someone got an
19.
18. 19? Nice, okay.
10.
10, okay.
This is
Aldrin
perception.
is
22.
22.
Damn, dude.
You guys all notice
18 plus 4.
something. The whole group can see that off towards the sky, it looks like there's clouds starting to roll in. And it might be that snow is around the bend until you see something that seems abnormal. And for a brief moment, you see what looks like a bolt of lightning that courses throughout the cloud, and when it gets to one end of the cloud, it explodes and lets out like a deafening crack. It's not actually the lightning traveling over there that you hear, but the resulting landing of it on whatever it is that it just hit. And the thing that you note, which is most odd, is that the lightning seemed like it was completely red.
That's not normal.
You don't
I
fucking
How,
I wouldn't say it
how,
is.
how far off did it strike from us?
Ah, no, it traveled through the clouds to another end of the clouds. Like it never...
Alright.
It was
That's
like
good.
lightning coursing throughout the cloud itself.
Great. So now not only is it red, but it's defying the laws of fucking physics. That's
Exactly.
a real good sign. I'm not sure if anyone else found that ominous, but can we get fucking moving, please?
Yep.
I'm just gonna kind of keep looking up towards the sky as I stumble forward.
Sure. As you continue to look to the sky, you see other strange phenomenon, and the clouds look like they're moving in a way that is not dictated by the normal laws of nature. They don't seem to drift from one place to another slowly. They come in weird shapes. Sometimes one of them just disperses into near nothingness, and then new ones appear in other areas. The whole thing happens gradually. It's not like in the blink of an eye, but it's most certainly moving at a speed much faster than what you would see normally. Something's going on up there.
I don't think there's
Uh-huh.
anything else we can do, right, guys? We just gotta fucking hoof it.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't think there's any sort of roll we can make.
So traveling further, you try to get towards the city. And indeed, you eventually get to an area where, according to your map at least, you should be near to it. However, you see nothing until eventually you're surrounded. Up ahead, stepping out from beyond a tree, what you note is that there's an elf there who seems to be wearing the exact same garb of the ones that had stopped you at the border many, many days past. And as this one steps forward, you see almost in unison, like a huge group steps out in a semicircle to bar your travel forward.
I immediately take a knee and I put my right hand over my left breast as a sign of respect, and I just kind of bow my head.
Following his lead.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll follow suit.
Okay. As you say this, it seems to set the tone for the encounter. You remember how things were terse at the beginning when you first made it to the border, but here, this tall and slender elf, who actually seems fairly old as well, steps forward towards you and he says, "Why have you come?"
Does he say it in common or Elvish?
Oh, he speaks to you in Elvish, so
Ah, shit.
hopefully somebody understands.
Yeah, I think me
I
and
do.
Lotho do.
Yep.
I'll look to Lotho and I'll just, it's difficult to start. We're looking for information on followers of RX. We're not looking to stay long. We're on a mission from Eridan himself, if one is to believe that in these strange lands.
Ah. Make a persuasion roll, please.
Ooh, now that is my fucking forte, bitches.
Is it at
Diplomancy.
disadvantage?
Ooh, shit,
It is a
son.
disadvantage.
Oh! Thank you for
Yeah.
letting me know, because
All
it
your
makes
checks
things
are
so
going to be
much more fun.
disadvantaged.
Oh,
Okay,
get
alright, so the
wrecked,
first
fam.
one's good. Alright.
Get wrecked, fam.
So what is that, 14 plus?
Really? I don't have... Okay, it's 17. Let me just check. I want to make sure that,
I thought you had higher persuasion than that.
Yeah, it's proficiency. I do have proficiency. My sheet here is wrong in the tabletop. It's +5, so 19.
Ooh, ever so close. Okay. You say this to him, and you're speaking in Elvish, I assume, or are you going with Common?
Oh, Elvish for sure.
Okay. He says back to you, and he never seems to say a word of Common. I'll mention if he changes language. But he says to you, Fair enough, travelers. Come, rise. There's no need for that. You say you're on a mission from Eridan, looking for
That's right.
his brother. What is this all about?
Have you... I mean, I'm assuming you're in charge of patrols around here. Have you noticed any blights in the north, in your woods? It would be black. It would seem like ooze to you.
It's a cancer to the forest.
I
That's
can't say
right.
that I have, though we have scouts that have scoured the land. They say that humanity currently has this blight, so I am not ignorant to it. Has he sent you on a quest to finally rid this from the world?
In a manner of speaking, yes. We have a few courses of action, and Eridan himself in the shrine up north explained that it's going to be quite dangerous. So we're trying to find ourselves some information, and he suggested that his brother, if we could ever manage to contact him, would be a great source of knowledge.
You've all been
and so-
allowed into the sanctum.
That's correct, yes, and we've been blessed by Eridan, in fact.
I have a roll to make. I'd like anybody who's paying attention to this man to roll insight.
Oh, yes.
Even if we can't understand him?
Yes, it's just from his facial expression. As long as you can see him, you could roll.
I got a 15.
Okay.
I
A
didn't see
3
shit.
and 8.
I got a 12.
Got a 1.
Oh!
Alright, so lost to many of you, his intentions seem rather odd. He crosses his arms and leans back a bit. It seems like he's disbelieving, but those of you who got a 10 or higher think that he actually believes your story, that you've been there. And he waits to have you continue, Carrick, and keep explaining yourself.
So we've been striking down blights at Eridan's request, and we've even been blessed by the druids of the brown cloth in the south, in what used to be a desert anyways, and using Eridan's gift and his shroud, we've managed to eradicate many evils without that evil being able to spy on us. So in going up north, in what a great eagle described as a location that we should go to, We've managed to converse with Eridan, of course, and we have our course of action. We know our destination, and we don't mean to bother you for very long. Of course, it's just we need to find equipment, we need to find information before we delve deep under the earth to rid this world of a cancer.
Well, I would say to you that if you travel through these lands already, then surely you have met with my brothers and they have allowed you, so I shall allow you as well. However, the cities, well, they are governed differently, and though we keep watch over these forests, those that keep watch over society, a different way of doing things. Now, what I can't do is allow you into Fenistan, though you have need of supplies and information. But what I can do is save you time, most precious, especially for creatures like you that live so short a time. There is nothing but a wasted effort ahead of you if you attempt to get in. They will not allow you. I know my city-dwelling brethren well. It will be folly to try and travel there.
Can I ask you a question? This might seem unrelated. I just want to make sure that before I propose my follow-up question, that we're on the same page. We saw a great big bug try to tear through what seemed like a rift in reality, a wasp specifically with a great crown. Is this related to the leaders of this Fenestan itself, or is it simply a creature of the Feywild?
An infamous creature of the Feywild, the Wasp Queen. If you saw her returning, chances are she had finished a journey to the Feywild. I've heard that a meeting was held there some time ago. Perhaps it is concluded.
And does she would she return to Fenestan? If she were to return at all?
No, she has an empire elsewhere.
I'm gonna kind of let out a sigh of relief, but I'm gonna try to mask it from him if possible.
Deception, please.
Oh yeah, dude, rolling straight fire right now. 17.
Okay. Your insight roll is decent from before. You think that the fact that you shot her in the face is not something that he's catching on to. Your sigh of relief is not picked up on, and you're discreet enough with it that he doesn't quite pick it up. Or at least if he does, he is concealing it very well.
And I'm gonna look to the rest and speak in common. Guys, he's saying that we're not gonna be able to get into Fenestan. It's not even his decision to make. Do we want to at least see if we can converse with the people and get rejected firsthand? Or do we want to just find another place where Oryx followers might be? And while they're pondering, I'm gonna kind of shout in Elvish. Well, not shout, but just tell him in Elvish, my apologies, just give me a moment. I have a question to ask to the party.
Oh. He responds and says, "We have time. If what you say is true and you are on a quest from the Firstborn, perhaps we can be of assistance."
And I'll let them continue thinking. Guys, please think.
Guys, please think! When the face of the party turns to the rest and goes, "Guys, ideas, please."
I'm gonna get up slowly and gesture to my armor as I get closer to him and let him kind of get a better eye. We have indeed been blessed by Eridan, and what I bear on my very chest is an example of his good works. If you can provide aid, in what manner might that be?
Well, it's certainly true that you will be barred from traveling into the city, but me and my brethren, perhaps we could go in there to grab something for you, or maybe provide you with information. The work of us Dagorle is never over, and there's always a portion of the woods to survey, but I believe you about this quest, and I think my time would best be spent helping you, at least with some small gift that I could give.
Of course. Well, in the most basic sense, we'll be needing equipment for. I'm not sure what the term is, but essentially.
What?
Well, I'm getting. I'll say it in common. Super confused. Yeah, I'm getting to it. We're gonna need spelunking equipment, I guess it's called, just something to be able to rappel down large sheets of rock, things to climb, hooks, pitons, even rope with maybe some form of hook on the end. Mainly, though, these blights are, as my colleague very diplomatically suggested in common, they're very susceptible to fire, which brings me to my second point. All of this is great, but the reason why we wanted to speak with a follower of Oryx and possibly with the god himself, apparently that's a thing now. After speaking with Eridan, I can say, we
He
need
smiles to you.
we need something that's a little more robust and something that might be a little more or a little less reliant on the physical and more reliant on the arcane when it comes to a fiery implement. We're thinking weapons or artifacts or anything really. Eridan has given us an option for an artifact, but it's not something I want to take away from the north. And as Lotho described here, my fellow druid, it's not something we'd be comfortable taking down into the depths of what I can only imagine is hell. So
Many of the
anything
members here look at one another, and you hear whispers in Elvish from them.
Oh, what can I pick up anything they're saying?
Sure, roll a perception check.
Fucking disadvantage ball sack.
Can I roll that too?
Yeah, anyone who has fuck the blue balls.
So cruel.
Oh.
Alright,
Oh, that was almost a 22, wasn't it?
Is it a perception I'm rolling, you said?
Yes.
Okay, 16 for me.
Okay, it's still pretty good.
Me.
And what did you get?
13.
13. Okay. So Lotho, you hear a little bit. It seems like what they're talking about is the artifact, though you can't quite gather what it is. Carrick, you get a little bit more information. You can tell they're talking about the artifact, and the talk that goes throughout is questioning both your worthiness and also what might be at stake here, and like how bad the blight might actually be.
Perfect. So I am super happy with that. But knowing I'm gonna try to impress them a bit, and with respect to the guy I'm talking to, I don't want to like push him aside, but I'm gonna look at the people whispering if I can even nail who it was that said those words.
Sure,
and
yeah.
just say, look, I'm not sure what your name is, but while our worthiness, I think, is decided by Eridan and not others, I think the very danger of this mission would entail us not taking that from these sacred woods. So have no worry, but please, if you can, find us a replacement, find us something that can strike this down. And I'll bring my vision back to the leader just to emphasize that point.
My brothers and sisters in the city are materialist more than we. I would happily give up the clothes from my back if I knew that it might benefit the world. But with them, material is more important, and it's neither wrong nor right, it is simply reality. I do not believe that they would give you magical implement for this quest, despite how grand it seems, even with the staff. However, perhaps there is something that they can offer. You say that you travel into the depths of hell. Do you speak of the Underdark or the Underworld?
The Underdark, but where the physical location seems to have a rift of sorts. I mean, if the very being of chaos was able to spawn there, I'm not sure if there's a link to another world. These things are out of my expertise, to be honest. and we don't have anyone with us that could even adequately explain such things. But I'm just covering my bases. It's something I've been ingrained in, or that's been ingrained in me rather, with any mission I undertake. So I'm just trying to assume the worst and prepare for it, if that makes sense. So I'm assuming it's the Underdark. Not sure if there's something else that's going to spill in.
Well, it sounds as though this blight may be a child of chaos. Does this term seem... do you recognize it?
I'll look over to Lotho to confirm, because I don't think Carrick would have been paying attention that much to that part. Lotho,
Words
does
that Aridin used.
yeah, is that a child of chaos? Is that right?
That's what those are Aridin's words.
They are okay. Well, I'll look over. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Do you say that to him in Elvish, Lotho? Or in Common?
No, I speak Elven.
Okay.
Elvish.
So you say this, and the man looks over to you, and he gives you a nod for a moment and turns back to Carrick and says, "These children of chaos, they are as old as time itself. There will always be a few on the material plane. I think if this one is indeed a child of chaos, you needn't worry about some sort of rift unless it possesses such magic. But there is no telling exactly what you'll find."
Well, keep in mind, this is the big daddy of children, I guess, if you're going to use that term. I mean, it's been spawning them throughout the world, and we've struck down several. But I'm assuming we're going on its home turf at this point. But yeah, it's good that you give us that information. It's just that using the standard idea of Child of Chaos, I don't think is adequate in being able to predict whatever the fuck is down there. I'm assuming it's the worst of the worst.
And the last few that we've fought have not been easy.
It's gotten harder, hasn't it, Lotho?
It has, yeah.
The creature likely grows. It's unfortunate. The children of chaos are always different. But, well, this one seems particularly difficult to deal with, if that's the case. And the world worsens, having lost others that had done good for the world. It's regrettable times that we live in. Tough times.
So
I cannot promise you anything.
Okay.
But I can travel into the city. And we Dagorle, those sworn to protect the forest and not to spend time in the city, we still hold sway with the elves throughout here, and perhaps there is something that they can offer. I do happen to know that there are powerful magics that could possibly aid you in this quest, though I'm not certain that they will offer them to you.
Well, we're all for working what we get, right, guys?
Derek,
And-
how's that oil coming?
And I switched to Common, realizing that he couldn't understand. Give him a big thumbs up, be like, they're completely on board, Verth. Working on bigger fire now.
Sounds
And
good.
I kind of go with my hands like, ooh, big fire.
You see the man laughs in front of you. And then he turns over to you and he faces you, Verth. Are you guys standing? Like when he had mentioned at the beginning where he's like, there's no need for that. You guys could...
Yeah, if Carrick's still up, I would have followed.
Okay. So he turns to you and he speaks to you in Dragonborn, and his Dragonborn is actually quite good. And he says to you a name that you have not heard in a very long time. And he says, "Have you heard of the Edkedra clan?" And you know immediately who that is. But how much will be determined by a roll. And
Alright.
I need you to go ahead and roll straight int or history if you have it.
To the window, to the wall.
Those are both -1, so...
Uh-oh.
Sweat drops down my butt.
Oh!
15!
Oh, okay.
I'll
Big
giggle under my
plays.
breath when he says it.
Okay.
Like,
Um,
holding back excitement.
The Edkedra clan, as you know, is one of the most prestigious clans from the plateau of Kyrod. So there are 3 main groups in the Dragonborn tradition, one for each plateau. And you come from the Verminev plateau, and Edkedra is one of the ones from Kyrod, which is another one of these plateaus across the great jungles that lurk beneath. And you know that they're held in very high regard, and you also know that a lot of them are famous. The family is known for having many people that have at one point become either great statesmen or mighty warriors. It's very common for one of them to become kind of like not necessarily an avatar, but like a paragon of a certain kind.
Compared to my family, their
Oh.
family would be like way higher up.
Their family would be more prestigious, and in Dragonborn culture, that would be like we gotta compete like more so that we can eventually get to that point. So like these would be like some of the heroes that would drive you to hopefully become more awesome in the future, even though it's like from another side.
Yeah.
They're the Rothschilds and you're the Kennedys. I don't know.
We're competitive pricks.
Sorry guys, but I gotta run away for a quick second.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So while you formulate what you'll say there, we'll take a brief like 2-minute break here or something. I'll refill my water.
Oh thank God, I got a piece of bed.
Yeah. We'll be
Same.
back in a few, guys.
Politely forgot what I was gonna do.
Okay. I shall return.
Okay, I'm back.
Right. Oh.
Whew. I gotta switch coffee brands.
I'm gonna set some kind of record.
What'd you do?
Oh, I got grapes, I got a drink, and I showered, and I peed.
Word.
Oh, felt really nice. So I worked out before coming to D&D, and I like shifted through one of those conversations, and I just smelled like straight taint, and I was like, no, that's not happening. Gotta wash my balls. Do you guys know that the cop who killed 5 terrorists in Spain, like it was one guy that killed all of them?
Nope.
Didn't even hear about it.
Yeah, he was like ex-special forces in Spain, and they all got out of the truck at the same time with weapons, and he killed all 5 of them. Fucking badass.
Damn.
Nice.
It's insane.
Oh, sorry, he killed 4. One of them escaped and stabbed a 61-year-old woman and then was shot by another officer. Okay, he killed 4. Not a pentakill, it was a quadra. So. Dalton, back.
I wonder if he got mad at the other officer for kill stealing.
I could just see him responding, "Kill secure! Kill secure!" Dalton, grapes are like fucking you die from them, I think, right? Yeah, dogs can't have grapes, dude. Back.
I come back and the first thing I hear is like, "Nah, dude, like grapes, you die from those, don't you?" and like before you start talking about the dogs thing, I'm like, "What the fuck have I come back to?"
Yeah, he's looking at them like they're fucking delicious. Uh-oh.
Can dogs not have grapes? That's news to me.
The skin is apparently really bad for them. It's like toxic.
Hmm. That,
Look
yeah,
at
that makes sense though. Like they don't really eat fruit as a rule. They,
It's weird though because he straight up chows down on cucumbers. Like I give him a full cucumber, and he
Oh,
would
yeah.
put that shit between his paws and just like.
I think the crunch sensation is probably super enjoyable if you're a dog.
Oh yeah.
Especially because you
Yeah.
can like mow the whole thing. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, dogs don't actually have the ability to taste sweetness. It's just like they don't have that pad on their tongue. It just doesn't exist because like they just don't eat fruit. So to them, it tastes like something, but it's not quite the same as what we get.
A little some.
Yeah. Okay. Has everybody
I think-
returned?
I think we're all back,
I
right?
believe so.
Aldrin, you here, Aldrin?
I am here.
Awesome.
Oh, boy.
Okay, here we go. Let's slide back into this. Okay, so he has just mentioned this to you, and what do you want to say to him, Earth?
What was the name he said again? I'm sorry.
I'll type it for you, as it'll probably be useful at some point.
Thank you.
Assuming we don't die in the Underdark. Poo poo.
So, Edkedra. That's the name of their clan. So there's like multiple families and lots of people that are under its umbrella.
At Kedra, what business do you have with them?
I have heard rumor that in the city, an outsider from this clan currently resides, and he has fallen into a great depression. It seems like many of the shorter-lived folk, he is having trouble with purpose, and if I'm not mistaken, might be willing to help you for some time.
And where did you say we can find him?
Well, in the city to which you cannot travel, but if you would like, I can speak to him on your behalf.
I'll look to the others and I'll say, so how do you feel about another one tagging along? He may not
Sorry?
be blessed by Eridan, but
You asked.
Is it the elf that's wanting to join?
no, it's Dragonborn. Like myself.
Do we
Yeah.
know anything about it? Or him? I mean him.
He's,
It?
he's from a very, very powerful clan, much like mine. They're not as good as us, but they're pretty good.
Can I
Slanderous.
insight check that?
I'm holding back like a smile, like I'm so like giddy right now.
Can I insight check that to see if he's bullshit?
Please.
Disadvantage.
Yep, of course.
Oh, thank you for hitting that die. 14. That is really? Yeah, 18.
18. Okay. Go ahead and make a deception check for me. And let's see. Oh, yeah, you know.
That's a two.
Yeah, you know.
It's a very obvious bluff.
Well, if he's just a notch under the great strength of our companion Verth here, and I'll say it like super fucking sarcastically, more so than I just did,
I probably don't catch on.
then he probably is a good addition, yeah.
I know, right?
And I'll say in Elvish, look, if you think this is the right course of action, then absolutely, yeah.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, if that wasn't clear, I switched to Elvish and addressed
Yeah.
the captain who was talking to him in Dragonborn.
Which did you say to him?
I said,
I missed it
guess
too. I'm sorry. I thought you were still talking to Earth.
No. So, okay, sorry, I was off the mark there. Sorry. So I switched to Elvish.
Yep.
And they were just having a conversation in Dragonborn about this guy.
Indeed.
Verth switched to Common and told us about wanting someone to join.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm switching to Elvish and I'm talking to the captain and saying, if you think it's the right course of action, then we're on board.
And in very broken Elvish, I'm gonna say yes, thank you. But
I
I'd
did
probably
teach
say
you that.
something. I'd probably say something completely different, and I'd give a thumbs up.
Make a straight int roll, please.
I've been teaching him. Oh,
An 11.
just the rudeness of it.
He gives you like a smile for the sake of politeness and a nod when you say that, and then he turns back to you, Carrick, and he says, in Elvish, continuing here, this man is only one that I have heard of. I cannot say exactly of who it is. However, I do know that he has been permitted into Feniston, and so must be there on some form of official business.
Of course.
Brothers and sisters have accepted him, then, well, I would accept him as well. And perhaps by the same token, you might find him useful. If you wish, I can speak to him when I am there and trying to find supplies for your group and speaking to the elders if they have things to offer.
Right, so if we're going to establish a checklist, and I don't mean to be so bold as to do that, but we need supplies, specifically oil and climbing equipment. We'll be needing a grappling hook. I want to really specify that. I've been missing it. A few of them, if possible. We'll be needing information from the elders on possible weapons. We'll ideally, yes, speak to this Dragonborn. And as a fourth, if I can, emphasize followers of Oryx. While they might not be in Feniston, there might be a shrine to Oryx that's on our way. And maybe we can parlay with Eridan's brother on the idea of a flame. Apparently, Oryx is very knowledgeable in the arcane, and that might be a good place to start.
To Carrick, and just whisper, his name is Oryx. Oryx is a cow.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
God,
Oryx.
Oryx is a cow.
Exactly. Yeah, so Oryx, that would be great. Thank you.
The man nods and then says, "Very well. We shall go and speak to this man and see what supplies we can gather. Wait here, and we shall return with haste."
I think that went pretty well.
All the members begin to disappear. You even see the one at the front here literally steps into a tree and disappears. Like he phases into a tree and he's gone.
Did you say something to piss them off? Where are they going?
Oh, we're not allowed into the place. Apparently, I'm not Elvish enough or something. So, it's the Charlottesville. Fuck it. Like,
I know it was a genuine cough, but it was so well timed. It's like, apparently I'm not elvish to get in.
But yeah, they're just gonna ferry some stuff to and fro, I guess, and help us get some supplies since we're not allowed in ourselves. Also, I did ask about the queen. Yeah, she's kind of a known figure, and she's not exactly hostile. But she doesn't keep her home in Fineston. There's another place for that, so let's hope that A, she didn't recognize me, and B, that no one's... And I look around listening right now. I mean... Yeah.
Fineston, but it's just a small city. In the forest.
You don't know how big or small it is.
Well, anyways, I mean, that Queen Bee could live anywhere here, around here.
So I'm saying we should get the fuck out as soon as we get the supplies.
Yeah, but we got... Which way are we gonna go, though?
Well, and I look to Verth and Aldrin as well. I go, so did we settle on Feywild? I mean, with that, and I look around again. Wonderful queen coming out of the hole and me shooting her back in. Maybe we don't want to go to the Feywild. I don't know. It's either the Drow, the Feywild, or the Grey Peaks, right?
Benefit to the Feywild again?
I don't
something I would
know.
remember.
You guys have decided to go there.
This land was strange and foreign. I don't know where the hell I am.
So you can
I'll leave it to your judgment.
I'll allow anybody to roll int, if they so choose, to kind of... I'm trying to remember what it was that the benefit of the Feywild was, because Eridan had mentioned that, but it's been many days, so maybe you've forgotten.
I'll try and remember.
Okay.
Well, he said that there were
Four.
rifts. I mean, I do remember.
5.
Okay, so no good, no good. You do remember?
Well, I didn't roll to remember, but I IRL remembered. Do you want me
Okay,
to roll?
yeah, so if you actually know what it is, then you're all good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to make you roll and then forget or whatever. This is just for people who might have slipped up on it. I would tell
Right.
them. But then, yeah, so if you wish, you can share that. Let's see here.
Right, so from what I remember, clearly I remember lots. Essentially, the advantage of the Feywild was that it wasn't necessarily overtly hostile compared to, let's say, the Drow. Well, we don't know if the Drow are hostile, but we're not quite sure that we can get in. The Feywild is easy to get in. It's going to be hostile in general, but not specifically directed at us. And we're going to be able to take a rift down and hopefully, depending on where we are within the Feywild and how we orient ourselves, we can exit the Feywild and pretty much end up in the Underdark directly. So it's kind of an express train route. It's just that from what we've heard of the Feywild, it's kind of a shit show. So it's kind of like rolling the dice, if you will, on our path. Whereas the Grey Peaks are just fuck off. We've heard just terrible things about that. And I'm not about to go into holes for 75 feet just to find out there's no entrance. So I guess it's between that and the Drow. And the Drow are way out east. That's kind of a detour. I think that's why you guys decided on the Fey. And I respect that decision. I mean, I agree with all the points, I suppose.
I'm not too crazy about dealing with the Drow.
I know. Sorry, go ahead.
No, never mind. I was gonna say that we'd have to run through the field, but we wouldn't. It's on the road. Disregard.
My vote is still on shovels, but disregard that.
Further, and I've just sent the, and I'm going to say it super sarcastically, but and I just sent the elves to get supplies. Only I remembered the shovels. We could have gone with that plan, but now we can't. It's terrible.
Woe is me.
I'm so sorry. It's completely my mistake. Oh, and I forgot to ask him about a camel. Shit. Really, guys. You can't let me talk anymore. Someone's got to take care of this.
Asking for a guide through the Feywild, or at least an idea of where we should go, may have been a good idea before they all left.
And I nod, wide-eyed looking at Lotho. Yep, that would have been a great idea. Why I asked you guys to think. Please.
So are we waiting here? What are we doing?
I mean, what, you want to go gallivanting while they're doing shopping? I guess we can.
Told us to wait here.
Yeah, but how
Wait
often
here?
do we listen to them? I think we should probably listen to them, right?
Listen to them. They told us to avoid Feniston.
Hey, keep your voice down, Lotho, fucking farm boy. God damn it. These are elves you're talking about, you know. They'll be fucking 300 feet away and hear you.
Acorn and throw it at him.
Some time goes by, and I assume that you guys are waiting here?
Yeah.
Okay. Eventually, you see what looks like the troop coming back. However, it's not the entire group. There's maybe about half of them, roughly a half dozen. And as they come back, you can see that they do so with gifts in hand, being carried by two of them. There is what appears to be a somewhat simple but rather elegant and nice-looking wooden chest that is being carried. And you can also see that beyond these 6 members, there is a 7th figure, and it looks like a hulking member of the Dragonborn who has a great deal of muscle, one that rivals Verth's. And as he steps forward, Verth, I'd like you to go ahead and roll that same check that I had you roll before.
And
Yeah,
Verth is considered the runt of his litter, right?
Intelligence.
Yo, I do not want to meet your family, dude, if
Yeah,
you're the
this
runt.
int.
Oh, fuck yeah.
14.
Okay. So you actually think that you've seen this person before. There is a great tradition that exists back in Kinth, where members of the clan wage war on each other. The different plateaus ride out to meet one another in the jungles as a way of making sure that the whole society stays strong, and also sometimes to settle disputes between different plateaus and sometimes rivalries between clans. And you remember seeing this person's face during a brief moment while you were doing melee combat with another during a time when you would have been a little bit younger than right now. You remember seeing this person who is roughly of your stature, though different color. This Dragonborn, he's blue, and you remember seeing him throw a spear that caught somebody from your plateau and just sent him to the ground instantly. And then he disappeared beyond the brush.
I'll step up to like approach
Okay.
and to give like a Dragonborn I don't know what form of handshake Dragonborn would do,
A strong one.
but yeah,
Crips and Bloods.
Except there's
Just-
10 different
I'm just
types.
beaming from eye to, you're like ear to ear.
Aww.
Yeah, he sees you approach, and he too smiles as you step up, and you see what looks like him doing the double take, where it's as though he remembers you as well, but maybe is still searching for how. And he steps forward and he extends a hand to you, and he says, Verminev?
Ed Kedra?
He shakes your hand, and he says, Jader, my name is Jader. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Bertha Sathergish.
He nods and kind of bows. You can see now that you're closer to him that he wears what looks to be a fairly formidable set of heavy armor, which is composed more or less of like splint, and he has on his back what would at first look like a bundle of javelins, were it not for how massive they are. He's basically carrying like 20 spears on his back.
Oh. What brings you this far north, brother? This is in Dragonborn, by the way.
He continues to talk to you in Dragonborn, and he says, "Yes, it's been a long time on the road. I was sent out for, well, a mission from my elders. Not one that I wanted to hear at first, but I've come to terms with it, and I have been nearly successful, so I swell with achievement, and did not think I would see another from my home before the whole thing was over, so today is a very, very good day."
My clan as well. Well, they sent me on a fool's errand.
Fool's errand? There's nothing like
capture-
my quest.
Ooh,
I was sent to capture a foolish gnome, but I have purpose now. I may not return to my family, my clan, but there are bigger fish on the horizon.
What purpose
Could you-
could possibly cause you to abandon your clan?
What if I told you the world's at stake?
I would be most interested.
Have you heard anything of blights?
No. Tell me of them.
They are abominations that feed off nature.
Hmm.
They are. Do we know if they're if they're past Skyfall, or if are they just isolated to Skyfall?
Well, according to the elves, there haven't been any here, but you don't really know if anything's spread elsewhere. And you of course, don't remember seeing anything like this back in Kinth.
These abominations are children of chaos, and they feed off our world. And if we let them continue, I'm afraid we won't be able to hold them off any longer.
Even the clans?
Even the clans.
I'm not entirely sure I believe you, but I'm intrigued. There's always bigger fish to fry, I suppose, and I am rather hungry.
There's plenty to eat.
Well, given that you've given me your quest, I suppose I should tell you mine. I was sent out to hunt a monster, but this monster was supposed to do me in. The elders say that I will have to quest fighting beast after beast until eventually I am thrown down. That is the only way that I can find salvation in the life after. Well, I picked up a few for my expedition, and a group of 4 we were, strong and varied, roguish types and fighters from across the land. We eventually threw down a Hyprex beast further towards the north, but now my group has disbanded, and I am still alive. So my quest is not yet complete.
May I speak freely?
Of course, brother.
I envy your quest. I wish my family would have had the balls to send me on something similar. Instead, That's another story. I'm sorry.
I've heard that those on your plateau survive through cunning. Perhaps it is word games that they play with you.
Maybe so.
Well, I've always found that when I feel outclassed, I am either to get better or perhaps play a different game. Maybe you should do the same.
Maybe hard to teach me. I'm a bit stubborn.
Very well. If you'll have me, I will join this group Who is it here that you've assembled? I see
I'll,
many stout folk. I had none of these in my party. Mostly men and women from the lands of the humans.
I'll walk him over and introduce him to the group. This is Kirk. He is good with words, even better with a dagger.
He extends a hand to you and speaking in common now, he says, Jader, it is good to meet you. I'm a monster hunter from Kinth, and I must die soon, or shall not find salvation.
Jesus, that's a lot of baggage to pair with a handshake. Let's just... Alright, hello. Pleasure
Yes,
to have you.
hello. And who are you? And he turns over towards you, Aldrin.
Grin, the mighty dwarf.
Mighty, you say? In what way?
Not died. I've broken my legs many a times, but I have not died once.
He's not wrong.
You should see this little shitter in combat. He's quite stubborn as well.
I've heard that the mightiness of dwarves is to be found in their craft, but also in their sturdiness. Well, if you say your legs have broken and now they are not, then surely mighty you must be. And finally,
Done
you.
pretty well.
Who might you be? My name is Jader. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Sentiment is returned. My name is Lotho.
Otho. And what do you do in this band of travelers?
He hugs trees and turns into bears and wolves.
Is that
Pretty
so?
much sums it up.
I've known many that could use the power of the beasts. You'll be incredibly useful on, well, the hunt for this blight.
Think so.
Very well. If you'll accept me, I will follow you to this blight. You know my conditions. Should we survive the fight with this creature, I will have to eventually leave. If I cannot die by this year's end, then I will spend an eternity in worse places.
We won't lie to you. We are walking into what we believe is perilous danger.
I think that the word suicide mission was tossed around.
That is perfect that I have come.
Easy.
Great, we can have the death on our conscience. Hooray!
No, do not think of this as a negative thing. The elders have found a way for me to make it to the afterlife. Before this, I was forsaken. Though walking to my death is not something that I like, I've come to think of it differently. Fighting to my death. Fighting to my death is something that I can get behind.
For honor.
Indeed.
Fair enough. Well, I'll make sure that you're in front of me then when we're fighting, alright?
I would prefer to be there regardless. I think that I will like you for.
You any good with fire?
No, I'm not fond of it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The elves step forward and place down in front of you, group of 5, a large chest. And as they do so, they kind of give you a bow and step back. The leader steps up to you and he says, "We have managed to secure some items. I have looked through them, and I think that they will be useful, though perhaps not exactly what you expect. We will turn to leave now. Your journey is set before you. If you have anything else you need of us, I might be able to answer, but unfortunately, if you're to ask anything more from the town, I think it would be met with harsh criticism and perhaps worse punishment."
Holy shit, alright. How about followers of... Lotho, what was the name? And I snapped my fingers. Trying to get it. What was the name of that one guy? You kept saying he was a cow?
Oryx.
That's right, Oryx. Any followers of him around?
Yes, there are some in the city. None that I know personally. When we become Dagorle, we lose the majority of our ties, and, well, there is nobody that I can think of. So you will have to make this on your own, unfortunately.
Sure. Do you know of any sanctum or sanctuary outside of the town where we can actually visit without the profiling?
You certainly could. I do believe that there is a shrine to Aurex, but nowhere near. He is not particularly popular in these lands. You'll find many of his worshippers further off, towards the great city of Tel Shinnon, but not here. And likewise, if you search for any of his shrines, they are to be found there, not here.
Holy fuck, guys. Table Talk Tel Shinnon is fucking on the opposite side of the planet.
Beautiful.
Holy shit. And I look at the map and I realize that it's taken us like weeks to travel this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Weeks. Oh, ballsack.
I'll look at the leader. He lead us through the Feywild. Do you have any advice, or do you know anybody who may be able to either guide us or at least give us some idea maybe where we should go while in there?
I cannot spare any of my men to lead you through the Feywild, nor would I have them go there. It is a place where even the most experienced must have all their wits about them if they are to survive, and not perish there. However, I do know somebody may be able to help. There is a great owl that resides in these forests. Many of
I'm
their,
already shaking my head.
Oh my god.
many of their kind can be found throughout here, and I happen to know one very well on a personal basis. He owes me a favor. Perhaps I could ask him to take you. However, I would caution that traveling to the Feywild, even with a guide, can be quite dangerous, and should you run into any problem there, there's no help that he will offer you. He is rather old.
If you were to enter the Underdark yourself, which path would you choose?
I would speak with some of our cousins up toward Izitar and see if they would permit me into the Underdark through their passages. They're masters of such travel, and I would likely be able to find warm welcome with them. Though your group, I'm not so certain.
Why?
Could we get a Dagorle to just kind of get us in through the front door?
No, I think not. However, I could write you a letter of recommendation of sorts. It might work, it might not. I don't know how time-sensitive your quest may be, apart from Jader's predicament, but I could provide this for you nonetheless, and it may work.
Okay, guys, table talk. This road is a Swifty Swift road, right? The white one.
Yeah.
It's fucking like the Sonic high-speed road. So, dude, when a wood elf says like, "Yo, you're gonna get fucked up in the Feywild," I tend to listen to them and be like, "Let's go with Plan B." I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm feeling the drought like 85-15 split right now.
Yeah, our luck with owls has not been great.
You got a prejudice with owls.
Dude, fuck that owl.
True.
That owl's a dick. Get
Variable.
me food! Fuck you.
You see that while you guys are talking this over, your newfound companion Jader, he listens intently and seems to say nothing. He's always paying attention, but he doesn't seem to really pipe up ever, and occupies his time by occasionally taking a spear from his back and sharpening it with a large stone that has a little hole through it, allowing him to loop it to his belt.
Would
Does
I
he
recognize what class he is?
Oh. You could certainly make an insight check.
Eldritch Knight.
15.
You're not certain what kind, but you're almost completely certain that he is a fighter.
Wow, okay, so we don't know if he's a champion or a battle master.
No, that was a 16. I'm sorry.
Or an Eldritch Knight. Fuck!
So you're not
Goddamn.
sure, but you've just gained a fighter. That much you can be like 99% certain.
Beautiful. Hey, Carrot. I want to
Yep.
saw this guy. Table talk. Have you seen the new Game of Thrones episode?
Of course.
The javelin thrower, Ice King. That's him.
He is all blue. It's fucking weird that everyone keeps drawing parallels because I literally don't watch the show. Like every time someone mentions something to me, I'm like, yeah, I've seen 10 minutes of it.
Good call. Good call. No, I think it's great. Anyways. Okay, he can throw fucking spears of fuck you. That's good. Alright guys, yeah, if you can, write the letter, and anything that you can tell us about your cousins to the east would be very helpful. I think after your word of caution, if a group of seasoned individuals like yourselves aren't comfortable in the Feywild, I don't know how we're going to fare in any way, shape, or form, especially when you mentioned wits. So, I think we'll take the drow route if that's possible.
What sort of reception can we expect with your letter?
Like I said, it may bring you welcome, tolerance, or you may be turned away. I can near guarantee, however, that they won't strike you down on the spot with this letter, so at least you can try it without having to worry about some peril. Just lost time.
Seems to be our best option. I'll say in
Keep
comment
it
to
at
the group.
the ready.
Fair enough.
Alright.
Do believe that this is time where we should part. I've done what I can, and though the Wood Elves could offer you more help, I wish that my brothers and sisters would. Things are the way they are for very important reasons, and what we can offer, I give to you with the best of luck. May your quest, and yours as well, Jader, turn out how you wish.
Give us the letter.
And I'm gonna extend out one of those like bro fist high fives, or not high fives, but like clasps where I grab onto his forearm and he grabs onto mine or whatever. And I'm gonna say, Wood Elves, cryptic as always, kind of as a jab to me being a half elf, and just shake his hand.
He shakes your hand and then kind of mumbles into your ear quiet enough that the others can't hear, and he says, "And for once, a high elf who doesn't think that he can accomplish everything on his own."
And I'll kind of bellow a laugh and give him a good tap on the chest plate there, and just give him a nod of respect.
Perhaps it's your humanity.
Let out another laugh.
We bid you all goodbye. Best of luck.
Once again, I'll squeak out a thank you. What I think is thank you. No.
Can I have your name before we go?
Oh, you want to know his name? This could be an important contact. Yeah, give me 2 seconds.
Oh yeah.
I figure if the drow elves go like, yeah, so what was his name? And we're like,
Harry.
Shit.
Exactly, yeah.
Tim?
There we are. Okay.
Oh, the Discord icons look way better now that I'm looking at them up close.
Oh, they do?
I do.
Yeah, compared to the TeamSpeak block, those are way
Oh.
nicer.
Yeah, I think this layout is way better than the old one. I'm pretty pleased with it.
Nice.
He grins and hands you the letter. It's one that he seems to write in a brief moment. Like, he pulls out a piece of parchment and waves his hand over it, and you see like a flash as writing just whoosh, like populates the page, and he folds it in half and gives it to you. He smiles as you ask him his name before he turns around, and he says "Mid" and steps through the tree. The rest of them begin to disappear as well.
Corave.
And you get his name, which might be useful.
Holy shit, the first time you give me a name and I spell it correctly. It's a miracle.
Did I type that with 2 Ds?
No, just
Sorry.
one, I think.
Sorry, it's 2.
Oh.
My bad.
Ah, you
Suck
did
it,
you
Billy.
just fucking change that?
Suck it, Billy.
I did not.
Son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! Are you kidding me? First time I spelled it, oh, wait, like, you're like, like fucking, like, scanners in the background. No, there are definitely 2 Ds on this
That's
motherfucker.
bad. I should add another D just to make it so he doesn't get it right.
3 Ds. Okay, so they disappear, and Jader is there standing at the ready. He finishes cleaning up one of these spearheads and then puts it back onto his back, and then kind of looks at the rest of them, combing through them as though checking if another one needs to be sharpened.
God damn, dude. I'm gonna go open the chest and see
Alright.
if I can start distributing goods.
Okay. Inside of the chest, you find that there is a large pack here. It's a backpack that seems brimming with materials. You also see what looks like a bunch of scrolls. You see a couple of potions as well. Now, here, as you go and look at the backpack first, you can tell that it is a explorer's pack. So, it has all of the contents of an explorer's pack. The scrolls, somebody is going to have to try and read and understand, but given that you guys have time and 5 people, we will save that. After a little bit, you realize that they are 3 scrolls of burning hands. And
That's
then,
badass.
and then you get 2 potions.
Bad.
And the potions, they're the same size and similar hue to healing potions you've seen before, but there's something different to it. It's like the viscosity is all different. And you're not actually sure exactly what kind of healing potion this might be. It could be one that purges effects, it could be like straight healing. It doesn't seem to say. If you
Okay.
guys want, you can make some checks to understand those, though that may yield nothing. If anybody has Arcana, or maybe Herbalism or Alchemy, I'll let them roll.
I have herbalism.
Ah, okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll a Herbalism check to understand what this is.
Come on, my boy Lothar. Oh,
Oh.
yes!
Fine work.
Sweet mother of God.
You know what that is. And at first you're kind of shocked, because you realize that these are worth hundreds of gold. The thing that lays before you are 2 potions of healing. So you have 2 of these, and they're greater healing. 4d4 plus 4 healing.
Guys, these are some killer potions.
Each one of these is probably anywhere from 1 to 200 gold on its own.
Stuff right
fucking
here.
Baller, dude. These guys hooked
They
us
hooked us up. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have an explorer's pack, burning hands, potions.
Yeah.
Explorer's
You know
pack. Does
anything
that
about
have-
burning hands? We're gonna ditch those.
if like Leon PTSD. No.
I used to have a buddy and then burning hands hit him.
Yeah, Verth, my first character died from friendly fire to that spell.
That is bad.
Yeah. Sloth fucked me up, fam. Okay, let's see.
And
We're in good shape right now.
Okay, no, we're. This is really helpful. I think an explorer's
Hmm.
pack has oil too, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just pulling out my.
Give it a look.
My,
It might.
my shit. Okay, here it is. Shit, it does not. It's bedroll, mess kit, tinderbox, 10 torches, 10 days of rations, which can help, I guess. Although, fucking good berries. 50 feet of rope. Shit, I kind of wish they got us a Dungeoneer's backpack. Or a burglar's pack. Whatever. Beggars
got
can't be choosers.
Pack.
Take it to the returns counter.
Exactly.
Hey, I think you gave us the wrong one.
Okay, well we might need to get oil. The drow might have that shit, you know. What do you think, guys?
Oh
do
yeah,
you
and
think we
you
should...
should add to your inventory that letter as well. The letter from mid. Don't
right,
forget
of
that. Whoever's gonna carry that, you might want to distribute the stuff too.
I'm gonna keep the letter in my chest plate. I'm gonna give Lotho a burning. Actually, Lotho cast spells.
Yeah, I'm pretty much
I'll
set
say it. Yeah, I'll give Aldrin. I'll give basically everyone but me and Lotho a burning hands, including fuck, what's his name again? I'm gonna write it down.
Jader.
Jaeger.
Jader. That's right.
Yeah. If you, there's actually a little miniature there now too, since he's going to
Okay.
be traveling with you.
Okay, so I'm gonna give, since I'm hoping not to be in combat all that much, and I already have Reza, I'll give burning hands to Aldrin, Jader, and Verth.
Okay.
Greater healing.
Looks at
Oh.
it and he says, He shakes his head and he hands the scroll back to you.
Okay, I'll take it, I guess. I'll hand out potions to Aldrin and Verth, the greater healings.
Okay.
I mean, you guys can fucking do what you want with them afterwards. I'm sorry for quarterbacking this, my bad.
you're fine.
And the Explorer's pack, I'm gonna use Aldrin as the pack mule, if you don't mind, buddy. Nice. You have all the things on you. Actually, do I notice if Jader has a backpack on him?
He does not. He simply has like a very large. It's like a harness specifically for holding all of these spears.
Okay. So I'm gonna take the scroll and then like put a backpack into his chest as if like he has to carry this. Like, I'm not even giving him the option.
He just stares down at it and he looks like incredibly conflicted.
I'll take it out of his hands.
He looks over and he says, "Thank you, brother. It's
You could have wore it along the front. It would looked really good.
Using scrolls.
would get in the way of my fighting."
God. What'd you say, Lotho? You cut out a bit.
Wondering if I'd know anything about using scrolls.
Oh.
Super good
So,
question.
given your druidic, what do you have? Do you have proficiency in Arcana?
No.
Okay, well, you're a spellcaster. I'll let you roll a straight int check, and if it's high enough, you'll know how scrolls work, or at least partially.
Oh,
Got a
sweet
plus
God.
2?
Sweet Christmas. I think he does have a +2.
Yeah, I do.
Do?
You guys not hear me? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I
so
cut
20.
at that moment, but it's all good.
Yeah, your mic is great, dude. You just have to play around with the Discord sensitivity, I think.
Yeah, it's probably that. Okay, so you know how scrolls work through and through. They're essentially encapsulated magic, and anybody who reads them can, in theory, cast the spell. there are rumors of like times where somebody has messed it up or cast something without knowing what it is, like basically using the scroll without reading it. That's happened, but essentially anybody who has the will can force the magic from this paper and manifest it in reality. So anybody can use this to cast Burning Hands.
That's pretty much what I was wondering about.
Yeah.
Off to meet some drow.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know if they like to be called drow, but let's open with friends and see where it goes.
Well,
I think you cut out.
Yeah, I just heard
Oh.
a well.
I just said yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We call
Yeah,
them.
so let's go to the Sonic Road.
Okay. So the goal is to get onto the road and travel all the way to Izitar.
That's right.
Okay.
Right, guys? Guys?
Yep.
Right, guys? Right, guys? Okay, cool.
So you
I
guys
think so,
begin to
dude.
wander off, and as you do, Jader seems to walk close to you, Verth, and he chats with you. And he says at first, as you begin to wander off, so how long has it been since you've been back in Kinth?
Has it been table talk? I'm not sure how long.
Then you might not know.
Would it have been like 6 months to a year?
Perhaps. I shan't tell you.
Oh yeah, time skips. I'm sorry. Well, to be honest, I'm not quite sure how long I've been gone.
That long, then, it has been.
That long.
How did you find it here in Skyfall? I think the people are rather welcoming.
More or less.
I,
They don't see. Well, there's a couple of us out and about, but not nearly as many as in Kinth.
It's true. I found that many were distrusting at first and only turned welcoming after sometimes less than brief conversation.
They certainly are interesting.
I think their time here with what clanless wander over have maybe turned them to think that we are some form of monster.
Perhaps we are. However, that doesn't discredit our honor.
So how long do you think that this travel will be until we finally meet this blight?
Hopefully, as soon as possible. This trip along this road may take several weeks, and then if we're permitted into the Underdark, I expect it to be a long, difficult trip.
I've never been to the Underdark. Heard stories. Has your group traveled there already?
We have not. At least I haven't.
He walks in silence for the rest of the trip unless you have things to mention, and we'll see how your day of travel goes. Ah. There's no consequence as you wander back. You even travel past the area where the portal was before, and it seems peaceful as ever. The portal is not returned or anything like that. There is not any snow that really falls from the sky, and the clouds seem to do odd things from time to time, but otherwise it's a little bit warmer than it would normally be. And by the end of the day, you are roughly here, so you're actually quite close to the road. You know that tomorrow, early in the day, you'll likely land upon it. Let's see here. Okay.
For future reference, by the way, is if we ever hit combat, I'm dropping the Explorer's Pack,
Okay.
so I'm not encumbered.
Ah. So are you guys traveling at half speed then? Are you encumbered?
I believe I am.
Oh.
'Cause Explorer's Pack weighs 59, right? It's really heavy.
I'm not sure what the total weight is.
According to the compendium, it's 59.
It's probably accurate. 59 pounds. Let's see here. Weight 59. Well, shiggity diggity. Okay, you guys might want to swap who's carrying that, given that this is going to double your travel time.
Hmm.
I mean, we could divvy up what's in it.
This is
Yeah. I'm traveling pretty light since I dropped all of my heavy equipment to Aldrin, like my extra crowbars and shit.
I can carry some stuff, but not a whole lot.
If you guys start divvying it, Jader will offer to take the rope.
Okay, I'll hand that to him.
We also don't need the extra bedroll and stuff unless Jader wants it, and if he does, he can fucking carry it.
He says he has no need for it.
Perfect, so we can drop some shit.
Yes. Let us leave this behind.
What all did you give Aldrin? Or Billy, what did you all give Aldrin?
You have a
Everything.
scroll of burning hands, and you have the greater healing potion, which is 44
I
plus
have
4.
everything.
Yeah, no, for sure, man.
I have 10 rations I need someone to take.
I can take 5
which is-
since I was
which is
carrying
20
them.
pounds.
I
Yeah.
can
2
take-
pounds each.
I can take them all.
Oh, okay.
I hand them to you. Um, I'll put them in the. There's a backpack that's included in this. I'll put the rations in there and hand them to you.
Okay.
We'll drop the bedroll. Does anyone need an extra mess kit?
For what?
No.
A mess
Uh,
kit. It's like,
mess kit.
utensils and stuff.
I'll drop that.
Okay.
Extra tinderbox. Anybody need it?
I'll keep that.
Hand that to you. Extra water skin. I don't need that. I'll place that to the side if anybody needs it. 10 torches. I'll keep those. Actually, I'll keep the water skin too. And that's pretty much everything.
Okay. So, with that, you guys divvy everything to avoid the encumbering, and you settle down for the evening, going to go to bed. And as you do, you get a perfectly restful sleep, and then the next day when you wake, you see complication. I'd like everyone to roll perception, please.
No more disadvantage, poop face.
19.
19. Okay.
16.
15.
No, 15. 15.
Uh,
For me as well.
Those of you who get a 15 or a 10 or higher can see that off in the distance there are poorly concealed webs that form a wall between you and the path over towards the road there.
Header caps.
That looks awfully familiar.
On the road itself?
No, just like going through the forest in between you guys and the road, because you're not quite on the road
Oh, okay, my mistake. I see. Jada, these things have been tracking us relentlessly. You in the mood for a fight? We've been kind of skipping around them, and I don't think we have the time to be taking massive detours.
ready for a fight. I haven't
sorry.
seen these things before. Are they
I
large
died in
spiders?
this
They're kind of gangly creatures that are easily frightened, but from what we understand, they're treacherous more than anything. When we did fight them, they seemed to be enraged whenever we murdered one of their kin, so keep that in mind. You will get swarmed the first one downed. If it's you, if it's one of us that kills them, expect them to completely just detach from you. At least that was the case with the last ones we fought.
Then I will cast the first spear if that's the case.
There you go.
He pulls one from his back here and holds it in his hands.
And I'm just gonna move forward, yeah, fuck it.
Okay.
Do we have any idea how far the road is?
You think the road is maybe like an hour or two away?
We should definitely punch through.
Yeah, I agree.
Make
We
haste
have,
to get there.
we have extra tinderbox and everything too. We can just light. Ugh, I don't want to light it on fire. That'll be a nightmare, actually. Do you think you can ice knife a flame to get it to stop? Like, do you think we can do a control burn through the web and then have it stop?
I could just use like
Ice knife could, in theory, put out flame, but it would be random. It's not guaranteed.
water would be probably more effective, and I have that slotted, so I can make a little rainstorm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we can even with our own water skins just douse the webs around the area of flame, and in theory, if worst case you use your spell, right? But I think with some prep time we can do a nice little carving right through. Because the web should hold on to the beads of water, right? It won't absorb them. And I think that the beads of water would just evaporate. I don't know. I don't know enough about science, but we could try.
30
What's your
foot
guys' call? What you
rain.
want to do here? As you get closer towards the web, you can see Jader like holds his spear out like he's ready to just kind of like cut through them if need be.
How thick does the webbing seem to be, like, moving forward?
It seems like there are strands that haphazardly connect one tree to another and different branches and the like. It's enough that, like, to step over one and avoid it and do all that would be more or less impossible, but it's not so thick that, like, you can't see through it or anything.
Are there any signs that they're really close right now? Like, can we see or hear anything?
Roll perception. You think that you can hear the little clicking sounds that the ettercaps sometimes make, and it seems like they're both towards the left and the right of this blockage that's in front of you.
So
I say we try to push through as quickly as possible. If we fiddle around too much with fire and whatnot, we might get surrounded. I feel like we need to dash as much as we can to the road.
Let's do it.
And if we fight, we fight, but try not to get...
Well, if
Got
haste is important, I can V-shape and carry Aldrin again.
Whatever
So I
you guys
agree.
want. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just waiting for you guys to cut through while I'm looking behind us, keeping an eye out.
Yeah. Let's cut through and move.
Okay.
Landers
you-
would know exactly where to go, so.
So here you guys are, and you need to travel in this direction to get to where you're headed. As you go forward and go to press on, you see Jader starts to make the first swings, and his spearhead cuts through the web. It sometimes sticks to the end of it for a brief moment before finally snapping off, and eventually you guys are pressing through. It's not terribly difficult. The strands don't seem to really cause much trouble, but you see a great deal of motion that seems to kind of like move throughout the forest. And as it does, all of you hear skittering sounds from both sides of you, in the bushes here and in the bushes here. Jader kind of stops for a moment and looks to his left and his right.
Get ready for a fight.
And at that point, I'd like everyone to please roll initiative.
Alright.
So great.
Ooh. 7.
Oh, that was a 19, suck a cock. I still got a
Minus
21,
one
so I don't
initiative.
know.
Hot damn.
Too hot, hot day.
Police and the fireman?
Call the police and the fireman.
Jesus Christ.
Copyright.
Twitch ban, Twitch ban, Twitch ban. Excusing music. Doesn't have the rights.
Twitch ban? I don't know what this is.
Banned
Really
from Twitch
weird.
because you're using music without the copyright.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, man.
Oh my god.
Only if you're if you have the partnership.
Oh, so if you're partnered, you can't use it.
It's weird though, because I've seen Twitch partners use Spotify. I don't
It's
know.
true, yeah, they do use Spotify.
Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass. Wouldn't be the
Donations,
first
though,
time.
you can take the money.
Oh,
Go. Okay. So first up there, it's you, Carrick. You can see these creatures as they come up towards the edge of the brush, ready to pounce on you, but you could hear them coming, and so there's no surprise round. They're all ready to leap on you. What do you want to do?
I. Ooh, that ain't good. Run! Oh yeah, I'm gonna take 23 feet back,
Okay.
and I'm going to ready. I can't ready a bonus action, so I'm gonna ready my crossbow to fire, and I'm gonna hold that action. And what I'm waiting for is for, let's see the turn order really quick. Oof. I guess the first Ettercap to attack someone, I'll auto.
Okay. Sorry, that's from another combat. So that's the initiative. Let's see. Next up is Aldrin.
Oh, do I see those ones that are in the bush or no?
Yes, you can see them. They've come up to like the edge of the brush, and they're obvious to you.
Okay, so if I recall correctly,
Riposte.
I remember that, and I have my thing scrolled up, so I scrolled out a little so I can see that. And I'm going to attack this Ettercap right here.
Okay.
What am I gonna do? I'm gonna throw in that disarming attack to do a lot more damage.
Oh, okay. They don't have any weapons, but who knows? So go ahead and make that attack.
Saying that it does a little bit more damage, so
Oof. What is that?
the initial attack.
What did you get? Like, what was the number?
And
10? Okay, so you miss, unfortunately. Is that your turn?
yes, because I can't.
Okay,
That was my action.
so let's see here.
Hopefully they all missed me.
Hmm.
Okay, quickly the creatures all run in to engage, and Carrick, which one do you want to shoot as they make their attacks?
Let's see. I'm gonna try to hit this one near Verth, see if I can get it to peel off of him.
Okay.
Do I get advantage on that attack?
He's not raging yet, so I don't think so.
Ooh,
Okay.
Yeah, it is while I'm raging, I believe.
Okay, perfect. So it's okay. I'll attack this one.
Okay, let's see what you get.
I do get sneak attack though. Ooh, that's not good. That's 13.
13 hits.
Oh, sweet mother of Christ. Sweet Christmas.
Let's see if it's big.
Not really. 8 plus 4, that's 12 damage on fuckface.
Okay. Your shot flies out and strikes this creature. It staggers for a moment and lets out like a bunch of chittering noises, but it's still standing. Is that your
Oh, thank God.
Oh yeah, that was it.
If I killed him, I would have shit myself. Because it would have just been like... and they would have all attacked
Everybody
me.
just looks at you. Okay, so let's see. We've got a lot of attacks coming out. Uh-huh. Okay. So we've got 2 bites for you, Verth. That 10's probably not going to hit, but what about a 20?
That does hit.
Okay. You take 10 points of damage. And... let's see here. You take an additional 2 points of some sort of poisonous damage. There's something in their bite that is coursing through your body. Next up, there's 2 claws coming at you. Oh, sorry. I need a single Constitution saving throw.
For me.
Yes.
It is a 17.
Okay. So you can feel that there's a sickly feeling that starts to spread throughout your body, but you're able to kind of push it back and will your way through it. Afterwards, here's the other 2 attacks. And, well, that's a 1 and a 2, so you're all good. There's a single attack, or sorry, a single bite on you, Lotho.
Okay.
And does a 16 hit. Yeah, okay. So you take 11 points of damage, some of it poison as well, and I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Okay. Save.
You're safe? Okay. After that, it makes a single swipe at you with its claws, and probably misses you. Oh, maybe not. Does a 16 hit? Yeah, it does, right?
Oop.
I can't hear him.
This does.
It does? Okay. You take 5 damage from the claws.
Okay.
After that, a couple of attacks on Aldrin. So 2 bites. Aldrin does an 18 hit. See his mic flickering.
My armor class is 18, so yeah.
It does? Okay. Aldrin, ooh, wow, that's rough. You take a total of 14 damage. And I need that Constitution save as well.
Health. Or 34 health.
Okay, you're good. And then a couple of swings with the claws. And... oh boy. Both of them hit.
Fuck.
This is looking bad. The first one hits you for 8 damage. And the second one hits you for 6. Are you still conscious?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got some attacks over here towards Jader. A whole bunch of bites. And, oh fuck. Wow. No! That's a really bad roll. Two 19s and a 20.
You could just wish.
Rip in peace. Okay, we'll do the crit first. So that's, oh my god, 15 plus 11. Holy fuck. Okay, and then from the other bites. You see that Jader falls unconscious onto the ground. And the creatures quickly turn, and they turn in your direction at first, and then they start to center in on you, Lotho. And a few of them move a little bit in your direction. And after that... What's that?
Are their bites poisonous or no?
Yes.
Against poison.
You're cutting out there.
Oh,
has
I'll just
resistance
have advantage over
Resist.
poison.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take half of the poison damage there.
Is it
So-
resistance or advantage?
can-
Don't take my word for it. I might have misremembered.
Advantage over poison.
I have
Okay, I'm gonna
resistance
read
to it though.
Yeah. There we go.
Since it's poison. Yeah.
Advantage on saving throws against poison. So you passed your save anyway, but had you failed, we might have you roll again just so you can see if you would make it. But it doesn't reduce the damage at all.
It does actually. Dwarven Resilience, you have advantage on saving throws against poison, and you have resistance against poison damage.
I might have missed that. Let me see here.
Page 20 on the player's handbook.
And you have resistance. Okay, I just read the first bit. So
So
alter.
does that mean
We'll say
instead
that
of
you
14,
get
it takes
3
7.
hit points back. Because it was
23
only a
now.
single d8 of poison damage to you.
Going forward, I have resistance to as a stout halfling.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so when I report poison damage, you can just half that.
Okay.
And after all of that, it's your turn, Verth. What do you want to do?
I would like to rage.
Okay.
Nice.
I will, seeing the one near me get pummeled or get hit by a bolt, I'll take a reckless attack towards that.
Okay.
Shit's about to get real, fam.
How's a 14?
14 hits.
Nine damage.
9 damage. Okay. The creature is still alive.
I am gonna move and take one opportunity attack to get closer to Lotho. Because I want to make use of Sentinel if one of the other ones gets closer to him.
Oh, I see. So you're gonna shuffle like right here?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll do one opportunity attack. Let's see here. You're probably fine with a 13.
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes, sir.
Alright. You're up. What do you want to do, Lotho?
Oh shit. I guess I will throw a healing word at Jader.
Ah, okay.
That's 6.
6 HP. Okay. So he is
Then-
back up.
To disengage back. Actually, about here.
Okay. Let's see. Alright. Is that the whole turn?
No.
No?
That's my turn. That's all I can do.
Okay. I caught the tail end of do. So I thought that you said new,
Yeah.
like a
Oh.
strange no.
Schnoo.
That's the one. Okay. Let's see here. Jader gets back up, having been healed by you, and he calls out to you as he starts to wake here and looks around, and as he looks towards the creatures, he says, "Are you sure we can take these?"
We could before.
Yeah, if you just stop getting knocked down, we'll be fine.
He tries to put a spear through one of their faces. Let's see here. Oh my god, he rolled a 1. This is savage. Still bloodied from being attacked mercilessly by these creatures, he stumbles forward and misses. And after that, let's see here. Okay.
His buddies must have been really good because he sucks at battle.
It's your turn, Carrick.
He's just been talking shit. To the elves, like, I'm super good, guys, don't worry about it. This guy's not within 5 feet of Verth, right?
No, I moved that. Sorry.
It's alright, dude. I'm gonna go here, and I'm going to attack him with Resipants.
Okay.
Sting.
It's an 11.
An 11 misses, unfortunately.
My bonus attack, I'll attack with my other short sword.
Okay.
16.
16 does hit.
Now, I don't have sneak attack because the next other cap is right there. So it'll just be a 1d6. And that is 7 damage.
Okay. Still alive.
Ball sack. Because I attacked it, I'm going to spend the rest of my movement hopping back out.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Alright. You're up, Aldrin.
I'm going to say screw this center cap and attack this one instead.
Okay. Well, that is
Alright, so that's
unfortunate.
obviously not a hit.
Okay, you swing out and miss horribly, unfortunately. Instead, striking one of the trees nearby. Is that your turn?
Saving throw, because I just rolled for that if I did.
What's that?
Wisdom saving. Yeah, that's my turn. But yeah, I made the wisdom saving throw if I need to do that.
Why would you make a wisdom saving throw?
Last time. Oh, that's if they attack.
I'm super confused. Yeah, no, that was for the poison when they bit you.
That was a constitution.
Yeah.
That's
You
really
don't have to worry about it right now.
So if that's your turn, then it's theirs next. And let's see here. This one moves over here. These two move over here. And this one dashes across the field and runs up to you, Lotho, having seen you from before. And this one follows after you, Carrick. So let's see here.
About
15 to hit me.
Okay. Right.
bone armor.
Then just doing the attacks for Jader over here. Oh, wow. It's very unfortunate.
Hey, buddy.
He falls unconscious a second time here. You can see that he's attacked by all of their claws and tries to maneuver around them, but is barely just sent down to the ground a second time. And then some attacks for you, Verth. Verth, that's a crit. How about an 18?
Yep.
Okay. And...
I did attack recklessly, by the way.
Okay. So we'll take those rolls here at first. So you take 13 damage from the first strike.
Halved.
Yep, the second strike does 4. And the next one also does 4. Over towards you, Aldrin, a couple of attacks. One of those is going to hit with a 22, and then another one's going to hit with a 23.
Wow. Please hit low.
You take 6 damage from the first one, and the second strike does 5. Over by you, Lotho. Let's see here.
Can it dash to get to me?
Oh, sorry, yeah, no, you're all good. Over here, Carrick, you get... does a 19 hit?
It does.
6 points of damage from one of the claws. And then that's the turn. It's yours, Verth.
Okay. I will... Sorry, I'm just hovering over some of the other caps.
Yeah, the one fighting Carrick is the most wounded.
I'm hoping to table talk guys, kill it, and then draw everything away from you guys. Get a bunch of opportunity attacks. So if you can pick Jader back up, maybe once I kill this guy in front of me, if I'm lucky, he'll get opportunity attacks on one of them. You'll get opportunity attack on one. You'll get an opportunity attack on one and one. At least those are 4 free attacks. I can just fuck this. I can fuck this dude up and dash. So
I'm gonna recklessly attack the one here.
Okay.
$24.
24 definitely hits. Let's see what we get. Oh.
16 damage.
oh,
Okay.
that's dirty.
You get a really solid strike on this one, and it staggers back, bleeding all over the ground. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Okay. After that, it's all you, Lotho.
Just as a question, are the woods around us fairly dry, or does it seem somewhat like, well, it's covered in snow, right?
Not right now, no. It seems most of the snow is gone.
Sort of like dampness. I don't care. Shit. Alright, so I guess first I'll throw another heal at
Okay.
Jader.
Let's see what we get.
Wins this time.
How many,
9.
sorry? 9? Okay. Alright, so he's back.
Okay, and then second, as an action, I guess, I'm gonna throw my flaming sphere. These two behind Aldrin.
Okay.
That says moonbeam, but it's a flaming sphere.
Alright.
see. And then that doesn't do anything right now, but if they end their turn, then they take some damage.
Okay, sounds good. And after that, Jader gets back up over here, exclaiming, I'm getting tired of this. And he
You made
strikes
both,
out.
buddy.
Let's see.
Looks like his mission's about to get fulfilled early, motherfucker.
Right? He disengages and steps back away from these two. And instead moves over here. And that will be it. Let's see. No, he'll action surge and throw one of his spears at the one right here. Let's see what he gets. Okay, well, it's not great, but he hit. Okay. And this one takes 6 points of damage as a spear stabs into it. And it is now your turn, Carrick.
Cool, Reza hit on this mofo.
Okay.
Ooh, 23?
23 definitely hits. Let's see what you get.
I have no choice to use my sneak attack. That's 12 damage. Or yes, 12 damage.
Okay, you do it finally with another strike. This creature dies, and as your blade slices across it, all of the other ones seem to go into a frenzy, a familiar one that you've seen before, and they all look in your direction.
Right. Is this one looking fucked up?
I don't think that one has damage on it. No.
It's fine.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to throw a. Can I hand crossbow this turn? I guess so, right? I don't know.
Yes, you can. If you have, let's see. I think
It's a light weapon. Because I'm only firing it once. I'm not firing multiple crossbows.
I don't think that you can unless you have the crossbow mastery feat. To be perfectly honest, to do like a melee and then to shoot the crossbow, because it explicitly states on there that you can do that if you have it.
Okay, so in that case, I'll just throw a dagger at this Eder cap.
Okay.
That'll be a D4.
Like, I don't know if that counts. It's weird. I'll have to look at that later.
I'll just assume it doesn't, and you let me know. I don't care either way. Does a 10 hit, or 12 hit?
12 does not.
Okay. So out of a dagger, I'm going to take my entire movement and run this way. Hopefully the kite machine works. And end my turn.
Okay. Aldrin, you're up.
Alright. I'm going to attempt to attack this other Eder cap right here.
Okay.
Alright, I'm just.
What did you get?
Two.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Is that your turn entirely?
I'm not gonna let them have an opportunity to attack.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean to move away? I
Gonna
think
give them that chance.
I think you're cutting it out a lot more than you were before. I feel like I don't know. It's getting worse. Let's see here. Is anybody else getting that? Or like Aldrin's?
Yeah.
Okay, it's not just.
Yeah, he'll just cut out for no reason.
Oh, that's annoying.
Afterwards, let's see. It's Jader's turn. Oh no, sorry. Aldrin, you just went. It's the creature's turn. Well.
I'm gonna opportunity attack the second one,
Okay.
one that we just moved.
Alright, go ahead and make that opportunity attack. And Lotho, you can make one as well.
19 to hit.
19 hits.
Ten damage.
15.
Yes, you put 10 damage onto one of these, and the 15 will hit.
3. Yeah, so 3 damage.
Okay, 3 damage onto that one. Alright, the majority of these creatures reposition, a lot of them screaming and letting out shrill sounds as they run towards Carrick. A couple of them don't seem to move, though, the other two here, which are striking at you, Aldrin, and they make some attacks. Yeah, those are both going to miss with your very high AC, and both of those will miss as well, actually.
Oh, thank God. Aldrin.
Do they make-
Is, like,
Dex save.
Dex
fail.
save. Yeah. Oh, well, that's a 2 and a 3, so you're probably okay. Roll that damage.
For each.
Okay. So 4 each.
Damage.
These creatures let out a bunch of screams as the flames start to engulf them, and they run around to the other side of Aldrin here.
Okay.
And let's see. After that, it's your turn, Verth.
Ooh. I'm gonna use my movement. Actually, I'm gonna go step up near Aldrin.
Okay.
And I'm gonna recklessly attack the furthest one.
Okay. Let's see what you get.
Nat 20.
So
Okay. So then, wait, what? Sorry, nat 20?
Yeah, nat 20.
Oh,
he
shit.
was so casual about it. Just not 20.
Well, because I'm staring at the 2-weapon fighting roll here, and it's just like, yeah, I got 20. Like, what the fuck? Alright, let's see. Oh my god,
Oh!
I feel so bad.
This is why when
Wow.
I homebrewed a rule for my one shots where if you crit, I roll max die on one and then you roll the second dice for extra damage.
It's
Just so you don't get fucked like that, because that really sucks. You just critted for 2 damage.
That's
plus
that's 7 damage.
A strong
Oh.
7. Okay, there we go. Is that your turn?
Oh, that fucking sucks.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Before we go to the next turn, which is going to be you, Lotho, Carrick, when you take the action to attack with a light melee weapon that you're holding in one hand, you can use a bonus action to attack with a different light melee weapon that you're holding in the other hand.
So does that mean I cannot throw my dagger?
Well, it says attack with a different light melee weapon that you're holding in the other hand. So, in theory, just an attack with the other light melee. So I guess with the dagger you would be a-okay, but given that the, what's it called, the hand crossbow is not ranged, that one would not work. So yeah, you are
Okay.
all in the good there.
It's all good. Perfect.
So there we are. And
boat.
it's your turn, Lotho.
Don't rock the boat,
Bonus
baby.
action to swap out and become
I
big
thought you were
old
gonna
bear.
just leave.
Yep, I'm bye. Bye, everybody.
Bonus
not
action to leave.
I'm gonna get right up in this guy's grill
Okay.
and unleash fury.
Okay. Let's see what you get. Claws
Separate
and
these
teeth.
just a touch.
Oh.
A 21 and a 19.
Yeah, those are both gonna hit.
It's getting hot in here.
So put on oven. It's...
I am getting those mitts.
Be 10 with the claws and 10 with the bite.
Oh,
So
wow.
20 total.
Okay. Your attacks here devastate this creature and send it to the brink of death in a couple of seconds here. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. And
Any-
after
anything
that,
with a spear? You know?
let's see here.
Oh, never mind. Silly.
Jader runs up here and goes to stab one of these.
Advantage.
Oh, he has advantage. Well, that's good, because he just rolled another 1. What the fuck?
Beautiful.
Peter.
This guy is having a really hard first mission here. That second one will hit, though, so that's good. Holy fuck.
Okay, guys, we gotta rubber band him. I'll run back and forth.
8 damage to this one. And after that... Are you okay?
I'm just preparing my anus.
Let's see, after that, it's your
Yeah.
turn, Carrick. What do you want to do?
Fucking anus protection.
Cast anus protection.
I
Greater
kind of
Lord
want
of
to.
Anus protection.
I'm not gonna lie. I want to see if I can fucking use my burning hands, guys.
I'll bet you
want-
Greater Ward of Anus Protection is like a spell in Fatal.
Oh please. All right, you know what? I'm gonna bank on the Reza. Bank on the 5% chance here.
Yeah, why not?
Oh.
It's 5%. What could go wrong?
To infinity! Does an 11 hit?
No, it doesn't.
Hmm.
So I attack that guy with that. I'm gonna attack fuckface over here.
Hmm.
Oh, does a 15 hit?
15 hits.
That is 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay. So he is
Okay.
wounded. There we go. And that's the turn.
No, I have movement,
Okay.
and I can move without getting opportunity attack because I attacked each of them.
Okay. Go there.
Shit balls, dude. I'm about to die this turn, guys. Can I?
Lord God, if we die from Ettercaps,
Why wouldn't we, dude? There's a lot of them.
You're in the
It's true,
forest
there's
and
a
they've
lot
been
of them.
hunting you guys forever.
God, they must be so. Well, we
Bastards.
killed the last group. Like, did they fucking send out a newsletter? God damn.
Go for vengeance.
Ettercap most wanted.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, and that ends my turn.
That bee that you shot in the face called them up. Just got 'em
Yo,
on speed
motherfucker.
dial.
You know those cousins that got whacked? Yo, I got an ETA on those motherfuckers.
They're gonna be in your hood any moment now. Okay, so after Carrick, it is your turn, Aldrin. What do you want to do?
Oh yes, I'm going to attack this Ettercap here again.
Okay,
Hit him this time.
I believe.
Advantage.
Okay, thank God there's advantage.
There you
Hey.
go.
Crap! Finally! Oh,
Okay.
that would be a. Rock the boat.
You're definitely gonna hit, so go ahead and roll damage. Oh, wow. The luck of Monday group continues to linger.
Like if I don't roll high on that,
I wanted to play a monk anyway.
So how much damage was that, Aldrin?
4.
4. Okay.
Ripperoni,
To this one, or was it
ripperoni.
this one?
Choose carefully, my friend.
Door number 1. Door number 2.
It's Monty's problem. Monty Hall problem.
Let's attack this one here.
Okay, so you hit that one for 4 damage. There we go.
Damage done to it.
Okay. And is that your turn? I assume he said yes in silence.
That's it. Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, that's so annoying.
Carrick is about to be eaten alive.
Dude,
this-
I'm putting my hands up, like, you know, like those fucking, like, capoeira fighters from Brazil?
Yeah.
Where
Dude,
they're
I've
just
done
like, I'm fucking doing it right now. Just can't touch this. Can't touch it, bitch.
At the same time, is there going to be attacks against someone else near me?
There will be some attacks coming up, yeah, probably.
Okay, I'll be making a set.
Prepare
Okay.
my anus.
Let us do the attacks over here first. We will do, we'll do Carrick's ordeal initially.
Yeah, I mean, I have 20 HP, right? So I'll die.
What's your AC?
15.
15. Okay, 2 misses.
20, I've got 12.
1 hit. And, oh wow.
Fuck you, baby, fuck you,
One
fuck
hit.
you, honey, fuck
That is 6
you,
attacks.
fuck you, baby.
You take
Oh,
5
we-
damage total.
Yeah. 15 health. That's 3 more than I did have.
Over here, there's some attacks on you, Aldrin.
Yo, doing the IRL capoeira moves, I believe helped me. Gavin has protected me.
18 AC on the Aldrin. One of those
Yep.
will hit.
I'll be retaliating.
Okay.
Ah.
So how does that work exactly? I haven't had Sentinel around.
Sentinel, I
Which
will
one
read the
missed?
rules because I have it right here.
Because I can use my repost.
I could fuck shit up. Signed, Ver.
You have master techniques to take advantage of every drop in any enemy's guard. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, the creature's speed becomes 0 for the rest of the turn. Creatures provoke opportunity attacks from you, even if they take the disengage action before leaving your reach. And when a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack against a target other than you, you can use your reaction to make a weapon attack against the attacking creature.
Oh, nice. Okay, so make your attack. Let's see.
Badass.
Since one missed, can I use my repost on it?
You can, yeah, for sure.
Oh, guys, you're fucking them up over there, tactic style.
11 damage.
11
Oh my
damage.
god, I can't hit for shit.
Do you have advantage on the repo?
8.
It's an attack roll. You have advantage on all attack rolls, right?
Yep. You have advantage, Aldrin.
Aldrin!
I hate this game.
Beautiful! Oh! Game is perfect!
D&D is the worst game. Anything with dice is the worst game.
Hitting with dice is the worst game.
Wow.
Playing dice
This
games.
is more cancerous than Uno and
8.
fucking Yahtzee combined, dude.
Holy
Biggest
shit.
roll I've gotten, like with the low numbers, is 5.
Dude, I had those games too, man. You have to embrace the suck.
It's
the only way to get out of it. The only way to get out of it.
Okay, well, that concludes that, and this creature, because it got hit, can't move anywhere. Let's see. So they just finished their attacks. Carrick's butthole is intact. There are 2 attacks on Lotho.
Okay.
Yo, it's intact
Oh.
and a little elastic. You know what I mean? Like I could fucking turn coal into diamonds over there.
Right, right.
For future reference, I totally forgot. When I opportunity attack, the speed becomes 0.
Yes.
One of them that ran towards Carrick before would have not moved, but I think it's too late for that.
Oh, yeah, because that would have worked. It's
Wow.
okay. You're doing
I
fine,
forgot.
Carrick.
Sorry.
You're doing okay.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Lotho, one of them crits on you. And you take a total of 11 damage.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah, when you're a bear, it's not a big dealie.
Are you still Winnie?
Do you need me to... Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Do you need me to make a con save?
Nope, these are slashing with the claws. They're not bites. And it's your turn, Verth. What do you want to do?
Berth, I need you.
I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. Let's see how well
He
this
says
goes. Reckless.
unconvincingly.
Nat 20.
Oh!
Okay, let's see what you get.
2 1s, baby! Oh, that's
Better.
nice. That's really not bad.
15 damage.
15 damage.
He's
to
a
this
half
one
orc.
here.
You're a half orc, remember? You can roll
Right?
another dice.
Right? Yeah.
Another dice.
Yeah, the whichever one is damage more.
Okay, let's see which one's damaged more. Yeah, so this one here on the side is felled by your mighty blow and falls to the ground after colliding with a tree sent ragdolling by your strike.
Bonus action, just yelling as loud as I can to make as much ruckus as possible to try to get the other one's attention.
Good
Ah.
luck. I just killed their bro. Just killed their bro, son.
Like I'm trying to make a spectacle out of cleaving this fucker.
Oh
Ah, I see. Okay, make an intimidation check for me.
Oh, oh.
That one.
Your
Bummer.
voice cracks. You cough violently while trying to scream.
As Jaden looks over to you, super disappointed.
Hey, I've done a lot more damage than he has.
Is that your turn?
That's my turn. Yep.
Okay. After that, let's see. It is you, Lotho, in bear form. What do you want to do?
Lotho rip him apart.
Yup, I'm gonna tear this guy down.
Okay.
Oh!
All the claws
nice.
hit.
Yeah, that's a 10 and a 20.
Okay, that 20 is all good to go.
All the mother to death.
Hoorah!
7.
Oh, he's actually still standing.
Bitch. Okay.
The way he says that makes me so mad.
I'm
He's
sorry, dude.
actually still standing!
You're doing jazz hands while I do it.
As there's like a fucking like applause light that shows up. Ah!
Clap now.
I'm gonna take a bonus action to heal.
Okay.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah!
Alright. And that's my turn.
Okay, sweet. After that, let's
Yeah.
see. Jader makes an attack on this Ettercap here. And he has advantage, right?
Correct.
Okay, he strikes.
Is that his first hit?
No, he's hit before. And does 5 damage to it.
I don't remember.
I can't remember his first hit.
Does no damage.
Okay. After that, let's
He is
see.
soaking up some hits for us.
Huge amounts.
He is,
Huge
yeah,
amounts.
he is.
Carrick, it's your turn.
Once.
Do I notice the Ettercaps going full like menstrual rage over Verth killing one of their kin?
No, they're just staring at you.
Staring at you.
I'm going to attack with Reza on this bad boy.
Okay.
Great. Come on.
1, 2, 3, hobby, hobby.
Oh shit!
Beautiful.
The Dragon Ball Z noises never fail.
Oh, fuck!
Time to roll some dice.
I don't even know.
Hopefully you didn't just knock yourself out.
So it's 2d6
Yep.
for fire.
Yep.
Plus my 1d6. I have no sneak attack, unfortunately. That's poopy. But whatever. Does the fireball crit?
the fireball doesn't crit, but it'll hit everybody in that radius from before.
So
you
I'll
wanna
just
separate
double.
those.
I'll just double this dice. So it's
2
2,
plus
1. So that's 3. Plus 4. That's 7 damage
Okay, so 7 to the one
on
in the
that
middle.
guy. Yeah. Plus. Oh, that's fucking nice. Plus 9 damage in a 30-foot radius.
Okay. So, you
right up
take
its
9
ass.
damage there, Barrow.
I only take 5.
Let's see here.
Oh my god, Billy, you can use burning hands.
No, I'm fucking piecing, dude. I'm fucking outie patouty, do you understand?
Okay. You stab forward with your
Dragon.
blade, and as you catch this creature, you can see for a brief moment while it's thrusting through his chest what looks like flames beginning to build up there. And then suddenly it just explodes outward. The creature directly in front of you that is currently impaled on the blade just like flies off 10 feet in this direction, rolling to the ground and dies there. And
Sweet Christmas.
flames go out everywhere. You can smell singed bear fur, but also the one that's in front of you, Lotho, just like gets knocked over 5 feet in this direction and dies as well.
Beautiful.
Sorry, not sorry. Bonus to disengage, and I'm fucking running right here.
Okay. Let's see here. You run over
What an
there.
eventful turn. Thank you, Reza.
You're trying.
And Reza we trust.
Aldrin, it is your turn. You gonna slap that guy?
Yep, and probably roll shit again.
Probably roll really beautifully. Oh, hey!
Oh, yeah!
The
Aldrin,
18's
my
nothing to
man!
scoff
Roll
at.
again, baby. Roll again.
Roll again, you have advantage.
You might get
See if you
a
crit.
might get a
You
20.
might crit. Oh, no, you roll with the 18. It's all good. Oh, my bad.
Finally! That's 10.
10 damage? Okay, let's see here. The creature looks severely wounded and is near death. Is that your turn?
Dead. Yeah.
That's your turn? Okay. Let's see here.
Ah, that thing has lost so much health.
Lotho, you see these creatures here scorched. The one that was right in front of you, you had brought up your paw to slam down on it, and it just flew through the air as a fireball erupted, and Carrick ran by extremely fast.
Archive is God.
The other 3, they like look around and they run in random directions for a moment, and then like just start running off. This one runs into the bush, so does this one runs in this direction, and they scatter.
Guys,
Meanwhile, over here,
Reza's love
Getting
Reza's
right.
life, okay? Let's just fucking... Oh.
you just hit this one pretty bad, so he turns towards you, Aldrin, and makes 2 swings. And one of those is going to hit with a 22. And you take 7 points of damage.
I'm smacking that bitch.
It's down to 5 health.
Okay, go for the attack there, Verth. You can re-roll this one. Okay, good thing you got a 19.
24.
Yep, that's a hit. What do we got? Oh, shit. Okay, yep.
16 damage.
You have a great axe, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm using.
Okay, yeah, you decapitate one of his arms here, and it like flies off the right-hand side here and nearly hits Jader, who steps to the side a little bit as the arm lands by him, and he kind of just nods at it. And you guys are all no longer in combat.
Oh, that was fucking glorious. Yo, real talk, I'm gonna go pee my brains out.
We will take a brief break. Back in 5 or 10, everybody.
How long do we want to go till? Because really,
How much longer do you have?
Yeah,
I think it's
let
barring
us
you
know
get
what
time.
you need, dude.
11 now.
What time do you work in the morning?
5:30.
Holy shit.
I
You have to get up at 5:30.
the job site by 7,
Right.
and I have to go to the shop to pick up the work truck.
Well, it's your call, buddy. If you want to end it here, we can end it here. This is not a bad place to end it. If you want to go for like another hour, we can. If you got 2, well, you know, like just let us know what it is. What do you need? You need to rest, dude. You need to rest.
I have to go right now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're cool with whatever.
It's all good, dude. Like, we know how it is. We're not gonna like take your livelihood away for D&D.
Eventually, what I want to do is like eat my dinner earlier on Wednesdays and find out if we can start earlier, and then that way, if we have to end around this time again, then we have a longer session.
Yeah, that's cool. Welcome back, Dilly.
Everybody else, but
With
Hello.
that combat finishing up there and everyone collecting themselves, we're gonna end the session there.
Okay.
We have. Let's see here. We have need of some sleep
Right.
for our dwarven friend who works at really crazy hours of the morning and must go to bed, and it's 11 o'clock for him. So we're gonna send him off so he does not die. Thank you to all the players, all the audience, and the patrons who pay my rent. You guys are great, and we're going to talk some random stuff. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow for the last session of the week, and that'll be that. Also, I've got some news that'll come out onto either Patreon or into the Discord at some point, if you guys are reading that sort of thing. So be on the lookout for all that jazz as well. Otherwise, adios.
Hell yes.
Hey guys, we didn't TPK.
You didn't teach
Right?
That's right.
No,
I was
dude.
about to say, like,
I think first of all, like, you and Aldrin being able to take that many hits is so good, and you bring so much utility to it too. Where, like, you guys were holding down the fucking fort. Oh my god! And then Lotho's just invincible. It's insane.
5 health out of 48.
I know, dude.